Hi guys, this is Chinmay here. So today we are going to talk about custom furniture making and what is the creative process behind making a custom furniture. So let me tell you a story. From a couple of months back, I moved into a newer place. So we have done our interiors for the home. But in that, one kitchen is being like completely demolished and a cord stop was done on top of it, and after doing all those things the material was left. So what I thought of converting that cord stop which was used for kitchen platform to be converted into a dining table, as I had no option to use that material somewhere else. So we thought without buying furniture from outside, let's be more creative and let's make that piece of stone into a dining table. So we have already purchased dining chairs matching to the interior room theme, and I thought of generating some good quality details for the legs of that table, and thought of showing you what kind of a thinking, the thought process goes behind making that particular detail. So it's a fairly simple detail, but the process is similar for all the designing. So I hope you will enjoy this thing, and I'll get you to the screen here and we'll discuss more and talk about it, and I'll jot you down some things that how the design process gets evolved and why the selections are made into it. So let's get back to the screen and I'll show you some live footage of designing. So welcome on the screen. Here which is a drawing is open. So here you can see that this is being made into a SketchUp drawing and a picture is taken, exported as a JPEG. So here you understand that what kind of details I have given. It's fairly a simple frame structure for the dining table, which is spanning 650 mm, which is around 26 inches, and lengthwise it is just shy to 4 feet, so which is around 3 feet 10 inches. Yes, 3 feet 10 inches. So I was limited to this size of the furniture because the stone slab which I had, it was ranging just 6 inches more, or 150 mm more to the both side, which is of size 3 feet widthwise and length is 4 feet 6 inches. So in mm 1350. So I'm gonna get you a walkthrough of this image which I made into SketchUp, so you will see more clearly what the thought process was behind doing this. Right, so for this, why I am saying this furniture making or a custom furniture making requires a very creative process, is that there is a lot of complexity is required to get to that particular design. This is a very fairly simple design what you see on the screen, but the design process goes for any complex process. Any complex designs can be made with those principles. So these principles are the foundation of making this any kind of a furniture stable, usable, reliable, aesthetically pleasing. These kind of qualities will be delivered by those principles. So I'm gonna take you this on the screen, and I'm gonna walk you through the 3D model which I have. So as I told that I'm making this furniture support for my own house dining table, where I already have a slab. So when I saw the slab, then I thought let's make that thing into dining table, because the size, the stone which was remaining was perfectly aligning with the size where I want to keep the dining table and the size of it, and the surrounding area, how the workability was around, what was the distance from the sofa kept there and the dining, so it should be comfortable enough to anyone to walk by. So considering that, I had 2-3 designs options in mind, and then I started checking those designs into different models. Different sizes were there. Height remains the constant because it's a dining, it's a study height, so that remains constant. But again, the furtherness of these supports, the size of the support. So some are 750, some are 700. So these were little bit of checking, and then they were checking of if the furniture chairs fit in between these supports. So I came to a conclusion that some of the things were not matching. So I tried reversing these legs something like this. Instead of the convex, I went into a concave kind of thing, and after doing that also, on this design, the supports were coming to outside, which will hamper the placements of chair on both the edges. So I'll get you to the complete 3D of my apartment. So this kitchen is made, the entrance, and the sofa. This is not the exact sofa which we have it now, but this is just to give a perspective. So here we have the dining table. So when you look at this dining table, what we thought of having to have 4 chairs and 1 bench sitting. So any kids can slide in, 2-3 people can slide in and sit here. While placing, when I was designing through this phase, so I did first option, second option, third option, fourth option, and then I tried placing chairs in these spaces. So I already have the dimensions of the chairs what I have brought in from the market, matching to the table. Then I in the proportion wise, I started stacking them in this space. So what I found here was, what you see it here is these are like 500 mm width wise, and this is again 500, which is 1 feet 6, 1 feet 10. So 1 feet 6 is the chair, but the buffer of 50-50 on both the sides results into 500. When I was placing these chairs, so the legs were coming here in between. The accuracy of the chair placements was something like this. So the accuracy of the chairs was something like that. I couldn't take second chance regarding the placement, because if something goes wrong in production and the things as shown on the 3D doesn't reflect, so here it was like 50-50 chance that it will work or it won't work, because this kind of a precision of having a support just coming very close by and being here, so it looks nicer on the design, but when the executed things, maybe half of the inch may make it more difference to the complete the product what we are trying to achieve. So I thought of cancelling this idea and going back to the board and doing a complete new design, which is more simpler, more practical, and you could stack in 2 chairs inside till more than 3/4 of the table length, and on both the sides the chairs can come just close to this edge, or they can cross their legs. They can they can stack these 2 legs just in line of this. So being said that, there are a couple of points to be noted, which I have already covered. One is the design flexibility in terms of option for leg support. So first one, what I said is, you check the feasibility of the leg designs what you can have, and then you come to one conclusion that I wanted to do something like this. So second thing is, all right, the supports are done. Now I want to get the tabletop fixed to the support. Then we need to check how we're going to do that. So are there any kind of supporting elements where I can screw it down? Will the material will catch that bolt which is coming from the support? So how is there any kind of a threading required? Is there any kind of a putty which is required where you're gonna anchor those screws or nuts or something like that? So that is the fixing of material what we check. Third thing is the size of support and knowledge of conversion. Size of support is the members. So these are all MS members. So this is mild steel box sections which you get in Jindal, you get in steel. So there are multiple different brands, and all you get a chart in the market as a kind of a booklet, or you can just Google it and you will see all those the box sections data. You have RHs, you have a LHs, which is a one is a square and one is a rectangular, and then you know the pipes for the railings what we use. So these boxes comes in different thickness of metal. When there is a box, so if this is a box, then this layer has a particular amount of thickness which is measured into gauge, and gauge or gauges people say. So then we should not go into more of a technical, because that is not the field of study we are trying to make sense here. We just wanted to know that we should have that information so we can deliver that to the fabricator or the person who is making these custom things, and he'll come back and suggest that we should go with this kind of a thickness, we should not go with this kind of, because the weight of the complete support will vary according to that specification. It's just that the gauge will depend upon the span of it, the usability, the flexibility, and where it is going to be used. So these sections are 75 mm by 25 mm in width by length ratio, and the smaller one, this is a bench which we are making, which is of 50 by 25 mm, and these are like 1.5 lengthwise, and widthwise is 1 inches, which are directly gas welded on the surface line of the top support. So as you can see, this is completely welded in a diagonal manner. So that specification will come into a working drawing. Then we have tabletop weight. So the quartz surface or any kind of a granite or a marble or a plywood, acrylic boards, all have square. It is measured in square feet weight. Any kind of a flat surface, those things like those are measured into square footage. So we need to check with the manufacturer that what kind of a weight it has in it, that we need to take care while making a support. So that is the fourth point, I guess. Yeah, that is the fourth point. And then we come to ergonomics. Ergonomics is I'll just search that for you. Ergonomics. So the word ergonomics comes from the Greek word ergon, which means work, and norms, which means law. So it is the law of work or science of work. So suppose what is work here? Work is dining table is meant for sitting and eating, right? So we need to cater all the ergonomics required for that particular function to happen. So for that particular function to happen, we need to design the environment or design the furniture in such a way which will be in ease and will be less in fatigue, and in sitting posture we could access the plates very clearly. So what I talk about here are just unhide these things, unhide all. So here we have the complete support. So suppose we have 900. So 900 is 3 feet of length. So 300 is our a foot diameter foot plate. So that's what we are designing for, and this is more of a buffer space to keep our line of your cooker, your the additional plates or the bottles, the sauces, everything come in between. So in that manner, here two people can sit comfortably. Here one person's plate can come, and there has to be some little bit of buffer space on all the 4 corners. So anyone can serve to this person, to this person, to this person. So that is a thinking behind the ergonomics. The placement of furniture relation to the next furniture, that I have already discussed in this example, that table is one, and then we have chairs. So these are the related elements to the dining table, and then we see the axis of how one person will go around that table. Last thing is paint and the finishes and the presentation of the total furniture.